Hello, I'm the PR critic. I burn my own channel down so you don't have to.
Oh.
Welcome to Sushi Bites. You remember the baffling bonanza that is Bomberman? That beautiful, brawny, brazen bomb burster who dilly-dallies around a stage, blasting up baddies and bowling over bigoted bosses, bashing bland, burnable blocks in Byzantine, bunglesome levels with his buddies, whether they be badass beasties like the burly, brutal Carabons or the boundless, bubbly Louis. But, what do you get if you take the Bomberman formula and you replace bombs with shurikens and the Bombermen with Kunoichi? Here is Otoboke, Ninja Colosseum for the Super Famicom. The title translates to Your Ninja Jokes Colosseum. Without labouring the point any longer, this is a Bomberman knockoff, more than just superficially. It wears its inspiration on its sleeves and makes no attempt to apologise. However, it's wise to put that all the way to the back of your mind, otherwise it's going to be hard to give this game a fair shot. Which I did, and I'm not really sure what to think. Thanks to a poorly translated review from a listing on the Japanese Amazon website, I have a story rundown, or at least a vague one. From what I can gather, some form of secret literature has been stolen by the Evil One. Thankfully, Koga Shinobu is on the case. And that's all I got. One of the top 10 reviewers on Amazon, my ass. To translate his awful review, I can gather that this evil-looking fellow stole a scroll, and it's up to the main characters to reclaim it. The game has two main game modes, the story mode and the versus mode. Story mode can be played both single player and cooperatively with another player, forming a two Kunoichi team. The multiplayer can be played with 4 players with a Super Multitap or Super Multitap 2. Your mileage with unofficial multiplayer adapters may vary. Always read the label. This strategic action maze game was developed by Mint and published by Intech. Mint developed 3 games during the space of 5 years, and has supposedly disappeared off the face of the Earth since the year 2000. Intech's last released video game was Otoboke Ninja Colosseum in as late as 1995. So this game might have actually bankrupted them. I mean, the PlayStation was already on the scene. What chance did this game have? The gameplay is from a top-down perspective. The level is in a maze-like structure, and there are enemies, blocks, and obstacles. Enemies and blocks can be destroyed by shurikens released from the explosions of the bombs that you place down. The shurikens released from the bomb travel indefinitely until they hit a wall or obstacle. You also have this metal ball on a chain. It can be used to grab specific blocks and move them around. You also need to use it to damage particular enemies after they're stunned with shurikens. And bosses also need to be attacked with the ball once stunned to inflict damage on them. There are brief cutscenes after each boss, but they are essentially, "Actually, the big bad went there! You're too late! The secret literature is in another castle!" The most challenging part of this game are the block puzzles later on. Ocean 1 starts with a very grueling puzzle, the solution to which I had to look up online, and I'm really ashamed to admit this because the solution was obvious in hindsight, but isn't it always? Ocean 3 also had quite a pinch moment which led to a great deal of frustration. Once I'd beaten the game, it really struck me as unfinished. It was missing at least a whole world. You go from the ocean to the final boss, with one short cutscene in between. Surely the final boss would have his own castle or palace? After the credits have rolled, the game stays frozen on the Intech screen until you press reset. It doesn't even have the decency to roll back to the title screen. It just reeks of, well, ineptitude. The whole game feels like a half effort, and if that's a harsh thing to say, I'm still not sorry. I understand that for a team of 16 with only 2 programmers, this is certainly quite a decent effort from Mint. I don't know if it was rushed, but corners just feel so cut. Even the characters' faces and expressions look a little off. I don't want to sound like a naysayer, but I say nay, double nay! Maybe it's my general inability to enjoy video games the way I used to. Maybe it's having grown up and realised my life's achievements are a steaming hot pile of feces. Maybe it's the realisation that we're 68 episodes into Sushi Bites and I still haven't covered half the games shown in the original intro sequence. But something has got me feeling more negatively critical, and as much as Otoboke Ninja Colosseum achieves, I still feel it falls short. Considerably. So there. This is as generic as they come. Disappointingly vanilla, with squandered potential. Still, it's an average game with a high level of difficulty, and with its infinite continues and password system, to hell with it, I can still recommend it for a single playthrough. It's no masterpiece, not even close, but it's an intriguing alternate take on the strategic maze-like action of Bomberman. This has been Sushi Bites. Thanks for watching. While I've got your attention, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to help me out financially, there's Patreon. The highest paying patron gets to decide what's said at the start of the episode. This week it was Dark Gazing. On screen you've got links to... Let's do Full Metal Alchemist and Toro. Thank you for your unwavering support. Peace out.